friends.
Hey, girl.
Hey girl. We're back.
How are
Remind me.
you?
I'm fabulous. Remind me what episode we're on, child, because you know I can't keep up.
This is episode 14.
This is episode 14 of Girl
I,
Please.
I was just
Okay.
in shock. Did you just get that? Like, you remember that? What was it, like Judge Judy or something, when that girl was like gagged? I can't believe it.
No
Anyways,
facts. I'm like every week I'm like, what episode is it? I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad you're here, friend. I'm glad I'm here. And yes, this is another episode of Girl Please. I'm Daisha, your resident brand strategist, crafting experiences and curating culture. Okay.
yes, she is. And I'm Tiara, your resident personal stylist, helping you embody your visions to live your best life. You know what I'm saying? It's all about purpose.
First of
It's all
all,
about purpose.
every week when you do it, I just be like, yes, yes, yes. Eat down, friend.
Period.
Love
And every week you just eat down because we've been
it.
finding those teams in your closet.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we wearing our things. When I pull the pink hat out, you know, it means business. I am so excited for this conversation, y'all. Obviously, we are still in Fashion Month, but we have been
It's
flowing
actually
through the fashion.
really over though.
Never, but
Okay.
the quote unquote official. But we've been flowing through the weeks. We've been watching. We've been posting. I hope y'all been paying attention to on social because we've been talking about it. And the girls have been gagged. Okay, our favorite fashion girls have been getting into it, and we love to see it. So shout out to Niqua, shout out to
Yes.
Amanda. We love y'all, and
Yes.
thank you for participating.
Yes.
So this week we're going to get into the things. We're going to do a small fashion week review. And then we're
Yeah.
going to do a larger one for y'all because I know y'all want that. Okay.
Yeah.
But for this week, let's just break it down. So I'm going to talk about my favorite fashion moments.
Okay.
And I really want to hear y'all fashion moments too, because favorite fashion moments of the month and like for each
Oh,
week.
get in the comments, folks. Come talk to us
How
in the
many
comments.
times do we have to say it? We want to talk
Shout
to
out
you.
to our Candace Lee. She be getting in the comments. Okay. She be talking about the denim and the magazines, and the girl tuned in. Be more like Candace.
Shout out to Candace. That's my favorite girl. But yeah, let's get into it. So I've been telling Tiara this, guys, that I absolutely love the activations that have been popping up more at New York Fashion Week, specifically. I feel like other cities do activations and we see that, and I think that's what really brings the energy. But I love that finally, we're seeing a bit more activations, and we saw a lot of cool things pop up off of the schedule. And so one of those things that I really, really loved was the Cuts Cafe. I thought it was so cute.
Oh, very cute.
So
Very
cute.
elegant too.
Yes. And it also to me just felt like it went hand in hand with them releasing their first print issue, and having it printed in there. It just was so cute, and I love that. And I love seeing
the
like
branding was nice. It was very lifestyle integrated.
Yes, wish I was there to see it, but kudos to the cut, honey, because it was a cute little activation. I hope y'all saw it, but if not,
We'll
know where to
photos.
Yeah, we'll throw up some photos for y'all. We stay helping y'all out. Don't ever say we ain't never put y'all on, okay?
Don't never say we ain't told you nothing.
Okay. So yeah, so that's that. And then also, I probably say this all the time. Every time I see Jules on the runway, I'm gagged. I just love
in his model bag.
Yes, he's getting in his model bag. He walked for Off-White. Of course, I have thoughts about the Off-White show. I think we talked about it last week. But love seeing him. Love seeing him really step into his full model moment. And really shining. He has such a strong face to me. Like, I'm just like,
he definitely looks like a
so
model.
Good.
It makes sense.
So good.
If anything, it makes sense. You know, all of the celebrity progeny that go into the high fashion area of the business. A lot of times it doesn't make sense. This time it does. You know, the boys really nail the modeling.
They do. I wish we would see more. I mean, I feel like we see a good amount of them, but I wish they were highlighted more. Because I love it. First of all, I love men's.
We're here.
Well, yes,
the conversations that you deserve, that you see,
honey. Yes, and I can't wait till menswear rolls around again because I feel like those shows are always Chef's
Did
kiss.
I feel like, and I don't know if I'm making this up, but did I also see Jules walk Loire?
Yes, but that was
No,
previous.
not when he didn't do it
Oh, not
again.
that. Oh, I missed it. Oh,
No, did I see that?
what? We'll come back. We'll
Okay.
come because I mean
But
he
it
could
was
have.
definitely off white.
It was not white for sure. That's where that picture. Oh my gosh, that beautiful
Yeah,
photo that they got of him right on the
yeah,
runway. I was like, ugh, like literally stuck.
yeah,
So maybe I was so stuck that I missed other moments, honey. But you know, we'll
yeah,
spin the block on that.
yeah.
But another thing that I was super excited about and I had the great pleasure of working on was the Christy Brown and Mac Mullen collaboration. Really, really great moment. Christy Brown is a African brand based in Ghana. And then, of course, Mullen is a luxury boutique in Oakland and San Francisco, founded by Sherry
Yes,
McMullen, of course,
yes,
fashion OG. And so it was just a beautiful marriage of the two. And I
yeah,
am so grateful to have been a part of, you know, that story of how that
yeah,
came to be. And so it was a beautiful opening for
yeah. And
partners.
I love that you worked on that, friend, because I have been on the email list for McMullen for years, and it was
Yes.
nice to get the mailer about the collaboration's launch.
Mm-hmm.
And the images were so beautiful. The clothes
Gosh.
were so nice, and you got the opportunity to see it in person. And I'm sure
Yeah.
it was even more immaculate
Oh my
because,
gosh.
the
She's
flat
so,
image versus.
and let me just say, like, one portion of the launch was a dinner, like a meeting of the
Yeah,
minds of women and tastemakers and influencers in the
yeah,
Oakland, San Francisco area. And it
yeah,
was just such a beautiful moment. It was a mixed group of women, but primarily Black women. And it
yeah,
just felt so special, so magical.
yeah,
Everyone pretty much kind of like let their hair down and talked about who they were outside of work. And I think we, you know,
yeah.
we talk about that often, like, you know, we are
Right.
so much more than what we do. And it was so
Yeah,
nice to see these powerful women who are, you know, owning it. There were doctors at the table, there were
mhm,
tech folks at the table. It was just, it
yeah.
was beautiful to see all these beautiful minds merge together. So shout out to the Christy Brown and
Also
McMullen.
love seeing Black spaces have the opportunity to incubate Black brands and
Yes.
serve them to the community at large. I mean, Sherry McMullen is very nicely positioned with visibility. And so that's a major opportunity to get stocked in her store. And we love
Yes.
to see it, like all of the work Amira Rasul has done with the folklore and
Mhm.
just introducing all of these African brands into the mainstream of fashion, giving them the opportunity to distribute and us to just continue to diversify our closets with more and more fashion. And I love that.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you brought up the folklore too, because another team that I work with actually was featured in their New York Fashion Week showroom, Nomad Swim.
Yes.
And so it was
Shout out
just
to Parent Taylor.
yeah, love Taylor. So that was, it's always a nice moment to see emerging brands really come into themselves, and it's been such a pleasure to work with Taylor and to see her
Yeah.
grow and to, you know, just really
Yeah.
consult her in the space and
Yeah.
advise her on where she should live and exist and position herself. So it's been really nice. And then also I just want to give a quick shout out to good friend as well, Dex Robb, founder of
Fellow.
Diallo, stylist to the athletic stars.
Oh,
He
yeah. I
also
did see something about Diallo
in the
in
Black and
the
Fashion Capital
Black and
showroom.
Fashion
That was
showroom.
that was also lovely to see because I've seen him start the brand
Yeah.
with with I can't think of the guy's name. He's listen, y'all, we don't do the sports. Okay, we okay. But he's
No, we
one
do
of the
sports, but there's
athletes.
just so many of you
It's so
in
many of them, but
it.
he does it with one of the athletes that he styles, which also is a very nice story to
Yeah.
have. Is so you know this is your client, but now you're a business partner, and it's such a beautiful thing of how
Yeah.
it's coming to fruition. So shout out to Diallo and shout out to all these folks that are creating space for emerging
Yeah.
brands, especially Black brands. And yeah, so lastly on my list, y'all, before we move on over to Miss TT, honey,
Ooh.
love London streetwear. Okay.
Okay. Well,
I
tell me what you're seeing in London streetwear.
first of all, I don't okay, I might just be obsessed with London a little bit. I might be a little
Yeah.
biased, but
Yeah.
I always feel like the looks are so creative.
Always.
A bit out of the box, and that's what I tend to like, and
Yeah.
they just feel like they don't care, like it's very thoughtful, but it's also like,
Well, we
yep,
call that it's giving effortless.
effort. Yes, there we
But the
go.
proof is in the details. I mean, obviously, so much goes into it, but you don't want it to look like that. And
Right.
also, too, like they have just kind of cultivated this aesthetic of individuality, which
That's
is visual treat for your
that's it.
eyes.
That's it. Like I love that. I think when I was growing up, that's how I viewed New York. And not saying that New York is not like that,
Well,
right?
New York did have that time.
But exactly.
You need to
So
give that for
especially
sure.
coming from Atlanta, girl,
Yeah.
child.
I mean,
So I view New York in that way of individualism and being able to be creative in your
yeah.
own way and creative freedom. So
Yeah.
London for me is now that next level.
I,
And I just
I love
enjoy
London.
watching every season. So shout out to
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to London. And in our Fashion Week review, we're going to have to throw up a whole bunch of our favorite street style moments. And you guys send us on over your favorite street style moments too.
Please. Please.
Let's
Thank
discuss.
you. Yes.
Okay.
Well, friend, let's roll on into some of your faves of the month and from New York Fashion Week.
Well, we could just go ahead and nip that in the bud right now. The thing that got me going was Prada da da da. Okay?
Okay.
Did you see the Prada show?
I told
Did
you.
you see did
Prada
you
girl.
Okay, so the girls are like, Mucha, is this your last show, babes? Because you really gave it all you got.
Honey, put her foot.
When I saw the images, first of all, we're not even going to talk about that gray pleated
Can we
skirt suit.
throw the images up
Okay,
though? Because I think the
we're
people
going
need
to
to
give you this moment, and then we're going to need you to come back for us to give you the full breakdown of what was going on over there at Prada. Okay,
yeah,
because it was
absolutely.
a phenomenal display of exactly what we want from Fashion Week. Okay? Prada didn't come to play.
Ever.
And I just can't wait to go through the collection again because each time I find a new detail of nostalgia. And I find a new detail of nostalgia that is not blah and oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Like just this modern reinterpretation of your house codes is what we're asking for. Like give
That's
us
it.
what we came here for and
what we
continue
know you
to
for.
give us make
Honey,
me keep buying this stuff.
don't because see, once you get started on that, then we go off into a tangent. But thank you to Prada. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Prada.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prada, for bringing back those shoes. Okay, we're gonna listen. Y'all, come on back. Come on
Please.
back. We're gonna talk about the things.
Okay.
But Prada gave me what needed to be given, and that's just on
Yes.
period. And all the girlies were up in a fluster too. I mean, the group chats were. We was glued. Okay, we was glued. So shout out to Prada, Miss Mucha, and Raf and everything that's going on over there. But you guys come on back. We'll give you a deeper discussion on the whole of not only Prada, but Fashion Week. And then I just saw something interesting with the antitrust trial with Capri and Tapestry. And good old Mr. Michael Kors got up on the stand and he has some things to say. And this was interesting to me, actually. He testified that legacy brands can struggle and lose consumers' interest, as well as acknowledging that his label has reached the point of brand fatigue. What do you think about that, sis?
Well, yeah. First of all,
Not
the
well,
fact
yeah,
that I mean, yeah,
but
we
yeah,
study this in our obviously from a marketing background and PR background. We
yeah.
study this, and so he has been in my studies
Okay,
prior.
so
But
you
the
so you
fact,
did the knowledge.
oh, what can I say?
Give us the science.
You ain't done the education, but I have. Okay. Okay.
Our math is math. Okay,
Okay.
so we
Let me tell you. So let me tell y'all. Yes, I do agree. And we talk about oversaturation a lot. I think that also has a problem with it. And also just trying to keep up. Like one of the case studies that we did in school was
And tell the girls
multiple
who
like
went to
product
school,
lines.
they don't need to play with it.
Yeah.
Where you schooling, sis?
Yeah. I went to LIM.
Oh, okay.
I went to LIM in New York. Fashion, we focus on fashion business. So that's why when, we're speaking of some of these things, I take a more businessy approach because that is the background.
As a master. Okay.
Girl.
Keep
going. Okay. But yeah, so we've talked about, and mind you, guys, I graduated some years ago now.
Yeah.
But in those studies,
Way to
it
do
was
aunties.
it was about, legacy brands trying to create multiple product lines and how sometimes, like we just talked about with Prada, giving us what we know it to be, they sometimes lose themselves as well.
Yes.
I'm blanking on which brand it was that did the toilet paper. Do you remember? It was years ago. They came out with toilet paper. Was it Supreme? Who was it?
Was it the black toilet paper?
No, it was white toilet paper with the logos. I'm gonna find.
Yeah.
But either way, that's what, the studies talked about. And it's so interesting to me, one, and kudos to Michael for calling it out himself and knowing that folks have.
Michael want that deal to go through, so he gonna say what needs to be said.
Absolutely. But him recognizing that, yes, folks have brand fatigue, but it's also the idea of you can buy Michael Kors in Ross, and then you can go buy Michael Kors in Bergdorf. And I don't think folks like the idea of being able to buy at those two very different price points. And so it gets
the high dollar consumers like the exclusivity, and you luxury brands know that.
Exactly. But you know what? It's so funny, and I love that we're talking about Michael Kors because I tell people all the time. So y'all, to take it back a little, I started in grad school at Bergdorf. So also I've done the education of walking the floors, touching the products, working with the personal stylist. So your girl knows. Okay. So I would tell people all the time, like, it's the products in Bergdorf, beautiful. You wouldn't even, it's not what I think people that don't know are used to seeing because they're used to seeing it show up in your Rosses of the world. But gorgeous pieces, and it's a shame that he's experiencing what he's experiencing because it's, in my opinion, it is a household name for many reasons, but it has good quality products weaved in there.
And the thing is, listen, he went up and down market. They did the diffusion lines. It was the MK collection, there was the Kors collection, and then there's Michael Kors in the higher price point stores. But
it's too many.
It had an explosive moment right at the crux of, Hollywood and hip hop and fashion and after the 90s. And like, he really came about in a really good time. I mean, and he's also a veteran in the game. So he's already solidified himself in the space, and he had the opportunity to expand, and who doesn't jump on that? But he expanded massively, really, really fast. And that idea is just kind of like what Halston went through with the over licensing of the name, right? Like, you just can't keep up with being in so many spaces. Like, come on.
And so many different kinds of consumers too.
Like, I don't want to have a $1,200 Michael Kors bag sitting on the passenger seat of my G-Wagon, and this minivan, soccer mom pulls up with hers that she got down there at the TJ Maxx. We are, no shade to the different lifestyles. It's just, I'm giving something and I feel like I'm not giving what you're giving, and I'm sure you're not feeling like you're giving what I'm giving.
But that's where that brand fatigue comes in, right?
Yeah,
because
it's just too
so
much.
Many diffusion lines, it's so many consumers, it's so many different ideals and motivations. Of when we talk about spending and buying and consumerism, like, it's just too much to keep up with. So
he's acknowledging that, and we respect him for it, because what we love over here at the Girl Please is the truth. Okay, so Michael said the things in hopes that he can appeal to y'all senses so his deal can go through so he can get rich. Okay. But the concept of brand fatigue and the idea that a big brand like Michael Kors and many others can lose consumer interest. I mean, I just feel like we don't talk about that enough.
We don't. We don't.
And social media will have you thinking one thing when whole time out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been off that.
We should talk about that more.
Yeah, let's put a pin in this one. And y'all
Yes.
drop in the comments with some insights and some thoughts on what you want to add to that conversation.
Absolutely.
But that was, kind of one of the most interesting things so far to me.
Yeah. So side note, the CFDA Awards Emerging Designer of the Year nominations have come in with Amazon Fashion.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts, friend? Quick thoughts.
I think that there were some names on there. I'm just thinking off the top that, I want to see how this goes. I want to see how it goes.
Let's see how it plays out. We also saw Atlanta native Childish Gambino on the cover of Wall Street Journal, styled by Willis. And we talk about Miss Jess all the time, babes. Love to see it. And then also, get this one, Tyra Banks and Paloma are revitalizing the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Did you see the Tyra Mel come up to Paloma?
The little Tyra Mel, their announcement. And so, I guess we'll see how that plays out. And that's that. So, yes, friends. So, I'm ready to get into the girl yes of the week because, honey, when we talking about supermodels and the it girls, this is it, babes.
So, Miss Naomi Campbell had a cover story for Die Repubblica, which is an Italian glossy for the girls that are not hip. That's a good one, too. All the magazine girlies, if you haven't gone on to the Die Repubblica wave,
get on to it.
Just go on and get involved.
Get into it. Yes.
What I want to say about this is Naomi Campbell and her rich bitch, please. You can never even imagine the luxury lap in which I sleep nightly with this big dog. Nobody ever has that big ass dog. And I don't even care because I want to see it in the story. I want to see that dog. I want to see you with that leash. I want to see you in all of these butters. Like, I want to see that. That is the mood board.
Okay.
That is the mood board.
All the visuals and just slap them onto my mood board because absolutely. I mean, and I feel like we've been talking about Naomi Campbell almost every week because, babes.
Yeah. Wow. Because she's really doing, again, it's always that conversation of how a legend continues to gracefully age into their legacy. Like, she's not stopping and she doesn't need to. And she's just as relevant today as she ever was. She's exciting to see. Like, I want to just continue to see Naomi Campbell. Like, did you see her? She's walking. I mean, she's just all over. She is fashion. Can we just go ahead? Naomi Campbell is fashion.
I want to be Naomi. I just
want to continue to witness this amazing Black woman continue to be fashion.
Yeah. It's so good. That was so good. If you guys didn't see that, please, please, please check it out because the visuals, I love the raw
blonde hair. I love the black and white images. I love the candids. Like, it's just
the creative direction, honey.
Carlos Nazario, baby, with these fashions. I mean, continue. Jawara on this hair.
Again, we talk about the same people all the time because they're just iconic.
But I love talking about these people constantly because they deserve, I mean, they're just
deserve all the flowers.
Top of the top. Jawara is giving you.
I want to talk about are them. Like, I'm sorry. I like to talk about real, actual fashion people.
And I even loved because I'm thinking of a knock on the cover of Vogue Italia by Patty Wilson in this same sort of vein of with the big dog and the just breathtaking doorways and
I just love that. That just always gives me extreme luxury. The dog, Love it.
When you put the dog in it,
the dog,
okay.
I think the hype.
It's like, oh, this calls for the dog.
Okay. Look, like
dog. Okay.
When they cute a dog, that's when you know it's going up a notch.
When you see the dog, okay, you know they didn't come to play. So shout out to that creative team. You guys, you know, please keep my jaw on the floor because that was amazing. And also Naomi, like, get into that blonde.
Honey, I love it.
You know, some of the girls are saying that they're tired of the blonde. Well, I'm not. When it's correct, give me that. Because it was correct.
Are y'all tired of beautiful things? Like,
no, actually, but see, this is the thing. There's so much imagery and a lack of, you know, education that the kids don't even understand when they're seeing a beautiful thing.
Like, and to me, that's a girl please. And that makes me want to roll right into it because
girl please on y'all.
What?
I know.
How could you ever figure it out to tell a icon? Okay. Well, anyway.
I think, you know, because so many people are just in our face constantly all the time. You see what's happening with the 90s, how they're reinterpreting that and ruining the legacy of the 90s and that era's aesthetic right now. You know, the kids just don't understand because there's just too much happening. But y'all don't miss the opportunity to soak in a good thing. And a good thing is Naomi Campbell on this June cover of D Republica. Okay.
Take it in. Anyway, girl please, like I said.
This is the girl yes of the week.
I mean, yes, Miss Naomi is the girl, yes. But
we're never going to miss the opportunity to put the girl please on you. Just so we're clear.
Because the kids got me in a tizzy, and that's a girl please on them.
Yes.
Something else that got me in a tizzy, honey, is the Rose investment from Chanel and L'Oreal. Now, talk about big $1 billion deal, babes.
Okay, yes. And so, but talk about big $1 billion deals, and they're still minorities in this company. Okay, so we got the heavy hitters too, the Wertheimer brothers from Chanel. We got the billionaire's heir of L'Oreal. We got Natalie, who founded Net-a-Porter. And then did you see that also Lauren Santo Domingo from Moda also injected some funds up into the place? Listen, the Row, who long been rumored to have been kind of competing or at least following the track of Chanel, certainly upped their game with this one. What do you think about the Row? The girls love the Row. $7,000 bags, ain't no logos.
Please. I will say, the Row, I do like the Row as well. It was on my floor when I worked at Bergdorf. Yes. And so I was able to really interact with not only the brand, but the brand managers and the folks that really live and breathe these brands. And I just, yes, it was just so good to me. And their activations that we used to do on the floor, it was just so thoughtful and intentional. And it just felt like every piece of this, like I said, had true intent, you know, and it's thoughtfully curated. And I just love that. And as a young girl, like, you know, when I was young in my career, I just was like in awe. It would just give me goosebumps. Like I loved it. So I will say I am a Row girl.
No, so. I'm a The Row fan for sure. Like I love, first of all, I grew up on Michelle Tanner. Okay. So you got it, dude. Okay. Period. Like I have just been in awe of the Olsen sisters' journey. Yes. Like to come from an iconic sitcom to being like the creme de la creme of luxury fashion silently I mean, okay, so these are the quiet luxury queens. Okay. And just being able to play that line of celebrity into like a more, not that it's not respected, but you know what I mean, like into a respectable brand. Right. Like really
you're building a house
with heavyweight. No, they have already built a house.
Well,
Chanel
built it, but this is taking it, you know, this is like,
now they built a house. Like this is a maison. Okay, this is a maison. Yes.
Yes.
So
This whole
I
name, that's what we're creating, you know?
I love, how super private they've been and how super popular they've been able to become. They haven't fallen into any trend trap from what
Oh
I
God.
can tell. Okay, they're mentioned among the Laurel Pianas of the world. Okay, like they
And that's where
are,
they sit, on that floor. And
no,
that's
they
and
sit there like that's next door, like that's
yeah,
my neighbor.
like
Yeah,
literally on the floor when you walk into these luxury retailers, that's
yeah,
where they sit. Like they were literally,
yeah,
I can remember it like it was yesterday. Right when you walked
yeah,
off the elevator,
yeah,
it was the row, it was Laura
yeah.
Piano, it was Brunello Cucinelli. Like I
Of
could
course.
remember like it was, like I was
Yeah.
just there. And
The
it's
road.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful to see it evolve. So
Yeah. So,
yes,
this seems to be very on brand for me with the investment. They have been very hush hush
intentional.
hush, okay,
Hmm.
as they should be, and we'll see where this goes. Like, this was a minority investment from these heavyweights, and they're sitting at that $1 billion plus valuation. So that means they're going to expand into more product lines, and we'll see how that goes. So the road. So it's not a girl please, it's a girl this world interesting.
Real
What
interest.
y'all
We
finna do?
want to see more of it.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah,
know y'all thoughts too, because I know we're not the only ones that's like has thoughts on this. I know y'all do
yeah,
too. So let us know. Get in the
yeah,
comment.
yeah.
So
Let's
next
go
on our
on
list,
down market now.
exactly. Next on our list, H&M is launching an elevated collection rebrand of sorts. Yeah.
Y'all want to pay more money for H&M? They've been playing in our face with this for a while, with the more premium
Yeah.
collections and the fashion week shows and the big, I mean, we've seen the big gets on the red carpet. We've seen Nicki Minaj in
Mhm.
H&M, and now, the cause and above is like kind of where they're going. Um, I H&M, I just don't care. Like, I'm not paying no more money. I'm just not.
No, not paying no more money.
They've done like the designer collections, the collabs, and I just H&M, for me, like, you gonna always be that.
H&M,
You
literally.
just gonna always be that to me.
No.
And you serve the purpose that you serve where you at.
But it goes back to what you talked about earlier again with Prada. Like,
Yeah.
do what you do well. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why
Yeah.
does everything have to be elevated? There is a consumer that
Just
needs this product.
elevate the experience at the price
Just
point that
elevate
you
the
serve.
experience. That's
You
the
don't need
that's
to charge more.
change the clothing and charge more and no.
Yeah.
Let's just
Like,
do the
they
pond.
tried to greenwash you into thinking that sustainability was their cause, and they're making environmentally conscious decisions with their, what is that recycling program that they have, and they've been doing all the things to make it look sweet right now.
Make
But
it look.
H&M,
I also studied that in my
you
fashion
gonna
week.
always give me $5 and $10 t-shirts.
Please,
Like, that's just what you're gonna always give me. This is a girl please to me, because H&M please.
please. I'm not paying no. I'm moving on
H&M
because
please.
H&M, yeah.
H&M please. I got
So, honey, right. All
my H&M
ruffled.
please. Okay, so moving on, because please.
Yes, because, okay. Macy Gray unfortunately had a fall due to what they're saying Ozempic. And we've been seeing this. I think we talked about it previously. It was Oprah at one point, and like, I don't know if the girls are taking the wrong dose or if it's the black market or what's happening.
The girls are getting it off the
It
black
was
market,
scary.
because are y'all diabetic? And if you are, this ain't no HIPAA violation. But for me, you guys have got to stop abusing the Ozempic. It could never be that serious. It just could never be that serious. I don't understand why y'all would literally die, literally, to attempt to be skinny. Like, what's the point of getting skinny if you ain't finna live
You're not
skinny? Because you're not
Literally.
gonna live. Okay, we
But
want
you
to
know,
live.
with her, going back to that black market point, like she has money. What are we getting the
It's not
black
even
market
about
version?
that. It's just about that particular pharmaceutical endeavor is not for
But you
weight
know,
loss. A
anybody
byproduct
can
of it is
Hmm.
extensive weight loss, but
Yeah,
it has a purpose, which is to regulate diabetes. Okay. And a lot of diabetic patients do deal with weight issues. So that
right.
is helpful for them to lose weight. And this medication does happen to do that. But if you're not being prescribed this for its intended use,
Yeah,
like,
it's
but
cool.
you know, they do everything black market and back alley
That's true.
just to say you look like something when we can still see y'all and what you look like. Okay, so it's the girl please for me. This is very personal to me, and it's the girl please to me. I don't play none of them Ozempic games. I don't like it. It's a girl please.
It's a girl please for TR. Yes, yes,
It's a girl
yes.
please for me.
It's yeah, it's definitely a girl please. But I want y'all, if y'all gonna do stuff, y'all know me, honey. Be safe. That's it. That's all I
You
have to say.
cannot be safe with illegal substances. It's illegal to commandeer, procure, and use this substance in the way
Honey.
that y'all are doing it. Girl, please.
Well,
Thoughts and prayers for
look,
making
well,
what we don't want.
I don't have no more words. Miss Mama's spoken, said it's a
We
girl
don't want
please.
nothing to happen to you, but also
Okay,
to girl.
baby, tell us about La Roche and Naomi Campbell so we can bring you down a little bit.
Is that gonna bring me down though? So word on the street is, and we don't really like the gossip like that because we don't like that. Okay, but y'all know who was at the Alaia show and what happened at the Alaia show and what was worn, said, did, and not did at the Alaia show with these people. Okay, so after the fact, there was a reel going around that La Roche posted of him and Naomi Campbell doing like a little skit off of the very cutesy, very demure trend.
Mm-hmm.
And a little shade was thrown in
Mm.
this. And people feel like that shade was thrown at Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty. Okay, so y'all know y'all too old for that.
Too old.
You're too
Ew.
old for that.
Rose
Let's not
eyes.
do that.
Why?
Okay, she didn't speak.
Like, you are old and petty, you're miserable. Like,
She
get out
didn't
of
speak. Okay, so
here.
should she have
You don't
spoken?
have
We don't
to.
know. We don't
First
know.
of all,
She
she
spoke to
doesn't.
who she wanted to. She said what
Exactly.
she said to who she wanted to
And
say it
that's
to.
just it. Like, why does she have to speak to y'all? Because you feel like she should?
But she
If
was the one that kept it cute. Actually, honestly, she's the one that kept it cute.
I
She went
mean,
on
and
to her seat.
exactly. And that's what she was supposed to
I
do.
don't
She don't
like
want
that.
to.
I
I don't
don't
like
like
that.
that. I don't like that. Let's do better by that. Okay? We don't
Let's
really
also
know.
just do better. Like,
Yeah.
ew. That's just it's nasty. I hate that
It's mean and
side
nasty.
things when it gets
Yeah.
nasty. Like, it doesn't
And
have to
I
be
don't like it from these sort of individuals as well. Like,
exactly. Y'all are
we want to
like,
continue to talk about Naomi Campbell in the way that we did in the Girl Yes of the Week segment.
okay, we don't
That's
want
how
her
we
to
like
be
to do.
rolled over the girl, please. Okay, that's not
Yeah.
what it's getting.
You cannot exist in both of those sections in the same episode.
Yeah,
That's crazy work. That's really
yeah,
crazy work. Okay, so do better, legends. It's
please.
unfortunate that these two ladies, are not friends or cordial or friendly or able to say hey to each other at Fashion Week. That's not our
Yeah,
business. We're not getting into that. That's something personal and outside of entertainment. It's not entertaining. Okay,
right.
that was inappropriate. That was inappropriate. We don't prefer to see that. And so that is why that is a girl, please.
And that is indeed a girl, please. So, lastly, friends, ID appointed Tom Bettridge
Mm-hmm.
as their editor in chief and
Yes.
released a print
A
date.
per date. Yes.
Miss Karlie Kloss took it over. I
She's
believe
doing the
sometimes,
media things, okay?
yes,
She's doing
I
the
mean,
media thing.
she's in it.
She
And
got the
so,
media money.
and if you guys aren't familiar with Tom, he was the creative vice president at Essence, all the things.
Essence
And so
the
now
retailer.
the retailer, yes. And so now he's also doing his media thing,
Yeah.
and rolling over to ID. So
Yeah.
interested to see what goes down, honey.
Yeah, girl, I don't know enough because I am not familiar with Mr. Tom. This is my first time kind of getting introduced to him. It's nice to see, or it's interesting to see at least, how ID and what Karlie Kloss's media company is over there procuring and doing. I get the newsletter. They've been really teasing this launch. And she's ready to do her best media life. I mean, she's a supermodel. She has reinvented, recreated, gotten into her multi-hyphenate bag. She's a
Love to
long-term
see that.
investor. She has been active for a number of
Mhm.
years, and it's interesting to see what happens. I mean, we love the veteran glossy titles
Yeah,
continuously being active and in the forefront of the conversation. So we're not going to poo poo this. We're going to be watching,
we're gonna
and
wait. We're gonna stay tuned, and we're
yeah,
gonna, come back, and we're just gonna watch how this plays out. I'm super
yeah,
interested to see how it does.
yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode of Girl Please, because I sure did, honey. I always have a great time
It was a
kiki.
cute little kiki. I mean, gosh, it just goes by so fast every
Real
time.
fast. But that's why we want to keep the conversation going. So get
I
in
mean,
the
honestly,
comments,
we're just recording our
the
FaceTimes for y'all.
DMs, literally email us, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the things, honey. This is
Yeah,
Girl Please.
yeah,
Okay. And we will
yeah.
see y'all next week. Okay. Stay tuned. Bye.